What's going on, everybody? Blazing here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video, and we are going to be discussing this little boy right here today, Arachnelixir, right? Whereas poisons deal bonus damage up to 50%, or bonus damage equal to 50% of the wearer's attack, and it comes up to an extra 100%, right? We get bonus damage to it. So I think, is this really broken as a relic?
Oh boy, I don't like where this is going.
First of all, it gives us accuracy, HP, and attack. Attack being the main stat that it gives us. So obviously, I think that's a well combination. I think that was actually paired out really well. As for the gemstones that you could put on it, I mean, there's not a lot that I would say are really good to pair it with. It's not like any of these shine with bonus damage. I guess this one right here, where it has an extra chance of getting an extra turn if after they kill an enemy, but chances are you're not going to do that. Counterattack, you're not. After killing an enemy, the wearer's next attack will ignore 12% of the target's defense. Yeah, I don't really see anything here that would be kind of crazy to put on him, right? Where it will ignore 3% of the target's defense if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. You're not going to use this relic on champions that are complete nukers that you're going to build out with a lot of damage. Maybe with the Unity champion for, what is it called? The, what's his name? Kaldor? Yeah. Maybe with him, you might use that. So, but again, I think there's probably a better relic out there for him, to be quite honest. That said, is this relic too strong? Is this relic a mythical instead of a rare? I do not think so. I think this has done a really good job at bringing some other champions in that ordinarily I would put in the vault, or I would just use for, clearing waves. I mean, let's face it, Seer right now is probably the best wave clearer for almost anything. And when you pull yourself a Calvalax, which, first of all, let's take a look at Calvalax here, because Calvalax looks cool as hell, but has no really strong place in the game other than maybe poisons on poison detonation teams. And it's really sad, right? But this has actually made it so that he comes in and can get some play in PvP. Prior to this, I mean, it was absolutely sad because this guy was a community champion that was brought in. And I think the guy that designed him got one for free. But other than that, everybody else that got one, I mean, we were all expecting it because he's an enemy max HP hitter to be crazy, and Cold Heart does more damage than him, right? So, and with this, I don't think he needs a buff. I mean, I would like to see a little more damage onto his enemy max HP, like properly hit. That said, I think if they did that now with this relic, he would definitely be a very, very strong pick for any PvE content. Not saying that they shouldn't buff it, but I'm saying I think he would be, I'd probably take him over Seer, to be quite honest. That said, it's done a really good job at bringing some of these champions in. It's done a really good job of making me want to build them, right? So we'll showcase a little bit how this relic works, and then we'll talk a little bit about some of the ways to counter it and the weak points into it. So I've got my Calvalax built at 9.8k attack, and that's really all you care about. You don't care about speed. You don't care about resistance, crit rate, crit damage, and then you just want enough accuracy as possible, right? So 752 usually will do enough. And then obviously, if you have the relic, you want to try to maximize it as high as possible, with it giving you attack on the main stat that is really good. And then coming into blessings, poison, right? You got to go with lethal dose, especially because we'll ignore 35% of the target's resistance when placing poison debuffs on an enemy in arena and siege. And this is pretty much where we're going to use them. This is the main part. Yes, we're going to get the extra poison damage, right? Increases the damage enemies we see from poisons by 200%. But this only works in arena. It's not going to do PvE content. PvE content was just strictly working with the relic. And as for masteries, I mean, you really don't need them. You could come down, you could take Eagle Eye. Honestly, the more accuracy, the better, right? You're not going to take anything else. You really just want accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. All right. So, I mean, in arena wise, he's going to be a lot of fun. I think I had him, not anymore, but I had him placed as a one-man defense, and I got a lot more wins than I was expecting. But it is a lot of fun to come in here and just see these teams go in with a one-man. And then I would really love to think, like, when I go in and the person goes and reviews their battle log, which, by the way, do you review your battle log? Do you come in and look at your defense battle log and be like, I lost here, I lost here, I lost here? I mean, I know if people are pushing plat and are testing some teams out, they'll take a look. But other than that, I don't really think people check this out. And I would really love to see like a replay just to, if I put a team in to see how it works. Plarium, bring that in soon. But there's a lot of fun when you just go in and you put a solo champion and boom, wow, I'm faster than them. And that's it. That's it. I'm sorry. It's just funny. It really is. But is this really too broken? No. It's got a lot of counters to it, right? It's got a lot of really solid counters. And I mean, we may not have access to all of them. So number one, the first counter to it is going to be Stone Skin, right? If you put somebody in Stone Skin, you pretty much, you're negating the debuffs, you're negating the poison. So you don't have to worry about that. The next thing is Feral Set, right? You could put a Feral Set. Here's a good example. Death Knight coming in with Stone Skin. I'm not going to kill him. I know that much, right? Next thing would be Feral Set. If you put like I believe it's a 6-piece Feral Set, you get or is it a 4-piece Feral Set? You'll get yourself the poison or the block debuffs. So that'll work, right? You have untouchable sets. You have immunity sets, right? Those are going to come right in. And I think what this really highlights is it brings out it brings out more sets. It brings out like, immunity set. We used to use it back in the day. We don't use it anymore, right? It really just kind of like, no, it haven't really used it. Some of the other things you could do is just not go fast, right? You could go second, and if you have a champion like Odin will come in and he will go ahead and just place that block damage. Once that block damage is placed, you're pretty much golden. You're not going to have any worries about, if you're dying. Sun Wukong is actually a great counter to this because he will go down. He will get nuked. And then if you have at least one champion in Stone Skin or one stall champion, like a Death Knight, they'll come back and he'll come back and he'll take care of them, right? So again, this is the fact that I'm able to keep doing this is kind of fun. It's not. I know. It's not game breaking, guys. It's really not. I don't think it's game breaking. I really don't see it. Again, live arena times, I think it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun in live arena, and it's also done like a good job of countering the speed meta, right? Because we know the speed meta is back. We're trying to go as fast as possible towards everybody else. And it's just really hard to try to compete with some of these speeds, especially with the power creep that we have recently had with Faction Wars giving out plus 12 speed, right? As I continue here clearing up, people are going to, in the comments below, say that this is too overpowered. Now, I want to address the issue, should this be a mythical or a rare relic? Well, I think that as a rare relic, it is obtainable by a lot of people. I don't think it should be a mythical or legendary. I think the better choice would have been to be maybe an epic, right? To not flood the market with it. But again, coming back to, it's a very, very niche relic, and there's only particular champions that are going to be useful with this relic, right? You're not going to put this on everybody, but whew. Okay, all right. Let's give it a try in some PvP or PvE content and see. We'll go ahead. We'll put it on Doom Tower and see. You know, is it really broken? Is it going to do anything different? So we'll test it out between my main Cavalax and my alt Cavalax, and we'll just see the bonus damage that we get from the attack. Is it really crazy, or does it pair off to everything else, right? So let's go ahead. We'll do that. We'll A1 Rockbreaker here. So this is with the Relic. So we brought our Jingle Hunter down to less than 50%. The Dwarf went to about 25%. So, I mean, it's pretty solid. I guess if you have two of them in there, and this is stage what, 41? Yeah, 41. So let's go in with my other Cavalax, who is just built for poisons, right? How much more of a difference is this going to take? And we don't really care. You know what? Let me go ahead and give him a lethal dosage, just because the only difference I really want to do is showcase the relic itself and the damage. So we want to get ourselves, where are we? Come on, lethal dosage. There we go. Okay. So obviously I'm working with much less attack, right? Just to show you guys, attack wise, we are working with 4k attack and just enough accuracy to land, and he's actually built for more damage than anything else. So let's go ahead and see how much more of a difference we're going to get here. Okay, so actually a pretty big crazy difference. A pretty big crazy difference here, right? Each tick of the poison was nothing compared to what it was. Now, I do want to check one last thing here, and I want to see that if I put the Cavalax in and I give him, because I did pull a second one here. Let's see if I can go ahead and put that on him. I did put it on Euros because of the poisons for the boss. I think that was actually pretty good, but let's see. 80 to remove this. Damn. Plarium. No, we got to get rid of this, man. We got to get rid of that. All right, let's just upgrade it a little bit here. We'll use that. Upgrade it a little bit more. All right, I got. Do I need? Nope. All right. I got nothing. Solo upgrades. Yeah, look at that. I'm down to 31. That's harsh. That's harsh, Plarium. Okay. So let's put the double Cavalaxes in here now. Let's see. Will we just one shot before they even take a turn? Because this might just be my new clearing team for everything. Let's go A1 on Rockbreaker. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, one Rockbreaker did live. That's actually kind of fun. You know, let's go in and see on some of the higher stages for like Dragon. How will this affect us? Will these two actually, come on. Will these two actually solo Dragon? Could it? Let's go. Dragon stage 10. Let's just put in the two Cavalax. Let's see what happens here. I'm 99% sure that these guys are going to be faster than me. Nope. Okay. So we'll go A3 here. A3 here. More poisons because I'm for some reason faster. Yeah. So we're not killing them all. We still need poison detonation. So for Doom Tower, I guess this will be okay. But we're coming into Dragon's Lair. We're definitely going to need more. That said, let's take a quick peek here and see how much, if it's going to do any crazy damage on the boss. So we'll go ahead and get it onto, let's get Marius up here. And then the poison should clear this up. A1s, A1s. There we go. I wonder if, there we go. Increase accuracy. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, Marius by himself should pretty much solo this, but I wish I had a 5-star blessing for him or 6-star. All right, so here we go. Dragon will take a turn, increase accuracy. So we got the dragon at about 75%. So not really. It didn't do a lot more damage to it, right? It was pretty much on par than what most of the damage onto it would be from normal poisons, because we had it down to about here, and we maybe brought it down less than 25%. So I would say closer to 20. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stacks of poison. So I think it's great for trash mobs. I think it's going to be great for PvP. I think I'm about to get messed up here from the boss. Let's see. Nope, at least I got this. So I didn't waste my energy. Speaking about wasting energy, if you guys are enjoying this content, make sure you smash that like button up and subscribe to the channel, because I waste my own resources for this. As you saw, this was a failed run, 20 energy down the drain. So I would appreciate those. Let's take a quick peek in some live arena here and see, what happens. Now, I do know that between Hedgie and Calvalax will go first, even though Hedgie says he will be going first every single time. Calvalax supersedes him, right? So Calvalax does not counter hit. All right, so he took Marius. Let's go ahead. We'll pick Fabian Arbiter, and then we'll pick Calvalax at the end here. Actually, I probably should have given him Arbiter because I really wanted to do that. I think Galithir. It's gonna be kind of interesting here. All right, let's go. Let's go Empress, and we'll let him know off the start that we're bringing Calvalax in, see if he counters him with anything. Because right now he's got to bring at least 1 nuker, maybe 2. So. Okay, so he brought the Ancora in, he brought that in. We'll bring Marichka in so he doesn't ban the Calvalax. And Ancora. What's he gonna do? Okay, cool. So at least we'll get to see a nice little test with the damage. I'm sure that his Gizmak is going to be under Stone Scan. And again, one of the biggest counters is just Stone Scan and don't be fast. Okay, so we really didn't kill him. We did kill her. We'll lock out. And that's it, right? That's what this calls. If they get a turn and Calvalax is your only nuker, it's GG's, you're done. You're not going to win. So we'll go ahead and we'll give him this battle. So again, it's not crazy busted. I don't think, we're looking at the new meta. I think it's a good counter to a lot of the champions that are in the game. It gives you an extra viable choice if you're not fast, right? If you don't have that crazy 480 speed account or 500 speed account, it gives you something a little bit easier to kind of get yourself moving. That said, he is definitely one that people don't watch out for. They kind of let him go through and they're like, oh crap, like this guy, I don't know if he really saw what Calvalax does. And even at that, I mean, we saw it, almost 10k attack, and I did not even take down his Galithir, right? We'll see one more time if we can get this done. But I didn't even take down his Galithir, so I'm just kind of like, it's really not changing. Let's go ahead here. Pick Fabian, because Fabian is OP. Fabian is my #1 pick for everything. I love him. Love him, love him, love him. You keep your Armands, I'll take my Fabian, even though he's positive affinity. All right, so there we go. We got turn meter booster, Empress. So let's go with this and that. And then last, we'll bring in another nuker. Maybe we'll bring in some bombs. Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and ban Empress because Empress is busted good. He's got a really tough choice here. Okay, so he actually knows what's going on with Cavalax, which actually tells me here that he has no stone skin, which is really good to know, right? So I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't need to show the rest of this fight, but we'll do it anyways. But what, am I right that he's not wearing any stone skin? One stone skin. One stone skin. Everybody else is not wearing stone skin. Lock out. Marius. Oh, he put my A2 on cooldown. Oh. Bombs, and we stole it. Cool. So yeah, again, I don't think it's busted. I think, you know, rarity wise, it could definitely be a epic instead of a rare. I think a rare might be just a little too much to get for people, especially because faction wars are going to be farmable. There are definitely some solid counters to it. So I'm going to go ahead and say, no, we don't need a nerf. Leave it at B. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. What are your final thoughts on this? Do you think it should be nerfed or not nerfed? Again, I think it's perfectly fine. There's no issues with it. Maybe rarity wise, it might just be too low, but it's fun. I like it. It's not crazy. It's not calling it a death dealer, right? Come on, death dealer. Join us every Sunday, 2 p.m. EST for the Knights of Teleria podcast, where we dive into the world of Raid Shadow Legends, discussing everything from free-to-play strategies to pay-to-win insight, and covering the journey from early to mid-game. Whether you're a newbie or a seasoned player, we have something for everyone. Don't miss out on the Knights of Teleria podcast, the only podcast for Raid Shadow Legends. As always, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. I'll catch you guys next time.